All right, hey guys, this is Flashbacks, a Flash rewatch podcast where we review every episode of the CW Flash show in addition to other Flash related things. I'm your host, Alex, and today I'm with.
Brady, your co-host.
Still getting used to that intro. I'm going to leave that in, actually,
Yeah, I actually like that you added all that in the intro. It
Mhm.
lets the audience kind of know what they're in for and, who the people that host the show are.
Definitely. But yeah, so today we're here to talk about season 2, episode 10. And I had to check my notes a few times with this potential energy. Like it makes sense with the title.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like it's definitely one of those where once you know what the show's about, it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah,
But
I didn't even look at the title at first because I just label mine like FB10 and then I just write whatever.
yeah.
So,
So if I forgot to say it's season 2, episode 10, just so everybody knows where we're at right now. We start with a cute date between Barry and Patty where he speeds in with a bouquet he got, but it catches fire. He puts it out and they have like cute banter back and forth. Immediately right there, if you didn't know already, this is definitely a dream because like he's like doing that like right in front of her. Like usually he'd be a little bit more stealthy with that kind of thing.
yeah, and for some reason it took me a while to pick up on that. Like I have it in my notes the minute I realize it's a dream, but also my first note that I have is, bro, I love their relationship. I'm sure Alex is gonna go into that a bunch.
Yeah, it's oh man, we enjoy it while we have it. That's all I'm gonna say
Yeah.
right now.
For
We'll
those that
definitely,
have watched the show before, you know what we're talking about. If
yeah.
you're watching the show for the first time and listening to us as you're watching, first of
Mhm.
all, thank you. Second of all, you're in for a hell of a ride.
Yeah, well, it's definitely we'll get into it whenever we get to that part of the episode and then next episode when some stuff happens. You're watching a rewatch thing, but like we'll definitely get into that later. But
Yeah. Yeah,
yeah,
we want to
it's
keep it a surprise just in case there are first-time watchers who are listening to the show.
definitely. But it's cut short by Zoom grabbing her and running off. Zoom drops her off like a tall building and she dies, but it's just a nightmare. He wakes up next to Patty. And this recently, and we'll just briefly get into this. So I never had this vibe before, but like with how this intro is, and just I read a What If comic recently where it's like, what if Gwen Stacy had survived and everything?
Oh, I didn't even know that was a comic.
Yeah, and I read it and it starts out pretty good, but then it kind of ends on a whimper where like it's just like, well, will he choose to be Spider-Man or what? Who knows? Basically is what the
Oh,
Watcher says.
man.
It's like it's so
Dude.
good because like they're about to get married and then like before that happens, so like he saves Gwen. Green Goblin's like, oh shit, because like Spider-Man's playing for, as he says, keeps this time, and he's
Yeah.
like gonna take down Green Goblin, but then kind of changes his mind. But even then, Green Goblin's kind of freaking out. He's like, "Crap! Well, I'll send it to this information about Peter Parker because he knows who it is to his other biggest enemy," and puts an envelope in the mail, which is outrageous when you actually think about it. Because like, who's gonna believe the Green Goblin on anything? But like,
Yeah.
you have to kind of buy into it. And then at the wedding, they're like, where's J. Jonah Jameson? It's like, oh, I'm sure he's probably getting the cheapest flowers he can buy. He storms in with the police talking about arrest this man. That's Peter Parker. And then Peter
Oh
Parker is
shit.
Spider-Man. Yeah.
Oh
And then
shit. I didn't expect it to be Jameson.
yeah, and then Robbie like just like clocks him in the face for being like acting like that because he walks Gwen down the aisle because like her dad's not
Yeah.
around, which I thought was really great. But yeah, he walks her down the aisle, flashes his best man and everything. And the keep it brief because we gotta get back into the episode. The
Yeah.
Osborns like basically Norman sees the error of his ways and is gonna go get help at a clinic, and like Harry's with him, and so
Good.
is MJ, and everything's worked out with that, but still that lingering thing of the envelope. And so like J. Jonah Jameson's just left alone to think about what he's done, basically, as like Spider-Man runs for it. And like, oh yeah, and Aunt May, from the shock of knowing that Peter is like the terrible Spider-Man, she says, is in a hospital sick, like from like,
Bruh.
almost a heart attack or something. So it ends pretty wild.
See, and my thing there is why the freaking envelope? Why not just have Goblin go to the I almost said Daily Planet, the Daily Bugle like he does in the first movie where he's like, Jameson, you slime. Like just have him
Yeah.
do that.
Well, or here's another thing. He has a civilian like identity. Just have like Green Goblin take that over briefly, go over and legitimate businessman Norman Osborn say, "Hey, I have this in connection. I have this on good authority that these two are the same person,"
Yeah,
basically.
that would
Yeah.
be a lot, but those options would be a lot less funny than a literal envelope in the damn mail.
Yeah, because it was so funny. Because basically, Watcher at the end's like, "Well, maybe she should." He had said maybe she should have lived, but he's just like, "Man, be careful what you wish for." Basically, is what the end note is on that.
You know, having played Ultimate Alliance 1, not to plug my gaming channel, but having played that game, the Watcher is one ruthless son of a bitch, so that really does not surprise me.
I won't get involved except for all the time. Anyway, you guys didn't come here to listen to our takes on
Yeah, no. You don't want to
Marvel
hear my
What
takes
If.
on Marvel. You don't want to hear my takes on Marvel, trust me.
But yeah, anyway, Flash main title, and then we cut to Joe and Iris giving the big tour and introducing Wally to the police department. And when he meets Singh, he says obviously not like a remark to basically him saying, "Oh, Joe's one of our best detectives," which he has some resentment there that we obviously build on later. But like
Yeah.
it's one of those where I forgot, and we're gonna get into this definitely. I forgot how like kind of jaded Wally was when we first meet him.
Yeah. Yeah, so did I. And like I've been watching periodically and just like in sort of spurts. I've been watching Young Justice.
Mm-hmm.
Wally's not that much of a dick. Like, yeah, he doesn't know how to treat women, but like, he's not a dick.
Yeah.
And in this show, you watch it and it's like, damn, Wally, calm down, bro. You were just being an asshole.
Yeah, I get kind of where he's coming from to an
Oh,
extent.
yeah,
Like
for
he's
sure.
got good reasons for some of the things he does, but you can tell like he's just hurt, like and he doesn't. He's kind of lashing out a little bit.
Yeah,
Yeah. So one of the apprehended criminals recognizes Wally and calls him taillights. Wally brushed it off when Joe asked him about it. We're gonna get definitely into that more later. Patty and Iris have coffee at Jitters and talk about Barry's recent behavior. He's been acting guarded and won't talk about the nightmares he's had recently. Iris says he likes to carry the weight of the world on his shoulders, and Patty should tell him he doesn't have to do that with her. Which I thought like that was a good scene. Like
yeah,
honestly, like, and I thought like, and going briefly into Iris in this, and I'll be praising her a little bit more later too. Like
yeah.
she has Barry's back in
Oh,
this,
yeah.
and kind of sticks up for him. It's it's kind of like that Thanos meme with the "perhaps I judged you too harshly."
Perhaps I judged you too harshly,
Yeah,
dog.
that's exactly what this is. Where it's just like, you know what? Maybe later she gets worse, but for right now, Iris ain't that bad.
Yeah, she's really not that bad, but to be fair, my memory when it comes to this show is just non-existent because I don't remember a lot past season 1, and this scene was one of those things I did not remember. I don't remember Patty and Iris sitting down having this conversation, so it was kind of
Yeah,
fun to go and watch the episode and jog my memory on that. I'm like, okay, that was a unique scene. Wouldn't have expected that.
definitely. So back at Star Labs, Harry is pissed he can't find a way to stop Zoom, but Cisco might have a good idea. I know you're laughing because like he starts throwing shit around in his lab, and he's
He
just like,
has like a Lex Luthor level crash out.
yeah, he's just like,
Pick that
hey,
up.
yeah, he's like, hey, don't throw stuff around in my lab, and he just looks at him and just starts throwing more stuff. He's like, thank you.
It's literally the exact scene from Superman, spoilers everybody,
He
where
just doesn't
Lex,
scream directly
well,
into the
that
screen.
too, but I was thinking of where he hits the mug off the table, then his like workers pick it up, then he hits it off the table again because he's just so pissed off.
Yeah, oh man. But yeah, he's having like this is way more justified than Lex Luthor's meltdown
But
in that
hey,
movie.
I think Lex Luthor's meltdown in that was still hilarious. It's
Oh
one of the
yeah.
best scenes in that movie.
Oh yeah, he suggests the turtle to Team Flash. He shows footage of a hooded character. So basically, and he gets kind of into this. this is like Cisco's white whale a little bit. Like this is that kind of like they're retconning this as like one of those villains that Team Flash never really had time to pursue, but Cisco has always kind of kept an eye on, who can slow down the world around him in order to rob
Yeah.
people. Like they show footage of a hooded figure, like going in and taking stuff while people are frozen in place.
Which fans of this show will recognize the name the Turtle, because my very first ever Flashbacks episode I recorded, we went over the David Goyer Flash script, and that character is in the script.
What's he called? Slow or something there?
Yeah, slow.
He
Yeah,
doesn't ask anyone.
SLOE.
You have to ask anyone to kiss his feet in this one, thank
No,
God.
thank God, yeah. Him and Zoom are both in this episode, and Zoom has a black suit in this episode or in this series, just like
Yeah.
he it was described in the movie, but yeah. Also, I thought this was a season 1 episode. I
Oh, just
watched
from
this.
the vibes.
Well, no, I remember the turtle being a season 1 villain, but that could also just be because in the first issue of Silver Age Flash, the turtle is the first villain he like fights. So maybe I was thinking that,
Yeah, he wears
but
a stupid sweater in that. I remember that shit.
yeah.
That's oh my God, I just put this together. So in later on when and we get into this later, when Wally comes back for a sweater, he comes back for a
Oh,
green sweater.
oh
That's like
my
a
God.
callback to what the actual turtle wore in his first appearance.
You're a genius.
I
You are actually an what's it called? 12th level intellect genius.
don't know, but I don't know if I'm the level of Mr. Luther. I'm not over here making pocket dimensions or anything, but
I mean, you could have one, and we just don't know about it.
yeah, it's a damn. What does he say in that
He opened
movie?
up that jackass did it. He
Yeah,
opened up a damn pocket universe.
yeah, I love that. Sorry, brief tangent on the Superman movie. I love that part where they come in like it's Lex workers are talking to Mr. Terrific, like, can you stop it? He looks back at him.
Can
Can
I
I
stop it?
stop it? It's a great moment.
Dude, yeah, I showed that movie to some buddies a couple days ago, and I was sleeping at their house, so I was like, you know what, fuck it, you guys want to watch Superman? They know nothing about Superman.
Hmm.
Like, their exposure to Superman's like Man of Steel. So I was like, oh, you guys are in for some whiplash here. And
Yeah.
yeah, they seem to enjoy it.
It's a great movie. I've seen it a lot. It's probably
Yeah,
top
same.
top 10 favorite superhero
Oh,
movie.
easily. Maybe
Yeah.
top 5 for me, but
Yeah, I'd have to really look at my list, but yeah, it's up there. But
yeah.
anyway, so they're gonna try to harness the turtle's powers to get Zoom. This is Cisco's white whale, like I said earlier. And I love the whole thing, and this becomes like pointed out later. But like everybody but Barry seems to know, like it's a funny reoccurring gag. Everybody
Yeah.
knows about like Cisco's white whale that it's the turtle. It's like, oh yeah, like even Joe is over there, like he
Yeah.
knows.
Fucking Iris knows about it and Barry doesn't. That's like my favorite joke in this entire episode.
Yeah, it's like everybody's on the same page except for Barry. Turtle would be at the CCPD benefit where the Vandervoort diamonds are. Did you get that reference, by the way? Vandervoort. So I don't know if this is direct reference, but the girl who played Supergirl in Smallville is named Laura Vandervoort. And so that's
Oh,
probably a reference to her because she was on
okay.
Supergirl near this time as like another character, kind of looked like
Is she Kara's
Brainiac
mom?
esque. No, no, she was the
Oh.
one with the blue skin in the first season, the one that
Oh,
kind
I
of
haven't
looks like
seen Supergirl.
Mystique. Oh, okay. Anyway, I have to look up her name later. But it's one of those, like one and done kind of characters.
Yeah, it's probably not Brainiac 5.
No, that's way later. But Flash moves to act once he sees him, but he is caught in his slow field. He escapes, taking the rare ring. Back at the lab, they discover that the turtle pulls all the kinetic energy into himself. They discover his identity as Russell Glosson, small time thief before the accelerator exploded. Now that's not the same name, right? Like I don't.
I didn't actually look that up. Let me see if that is actually his
Cool.
name. Alter ego Jai West. Jai West.
Oh, so it is a different guy.
Yeah.
Weird.
Name of 2 supervillains appearing in DC Comics. Um, the Turtle Man.
Is it Turtle Man or Turtle? I thought it was the Turtle.
Well, the Silver Age version is called the Turtle Man. The
Oh,
Golden
weird.
Age version was just the Turtle.
Oh,
Um, yeah, it only says that his name is Jai West.
weird.
Oh,
Yeah.
a
So
possible future version of Wally West's son who became a superhero.
what?
It appears in the Doomsday Clock, is what Wikipedia
Oh,
says.
weird. I read that and I don't even remember that. That's crazy.
Yeah, apparently, yeah, it's weird.
Weird. Yeah, anyway, that's just bizarre. But so Joe even knew about Cisco's white whale, like I mentioned earlier, which is really funny. Joe's nervous about the dinner with Wally. Patty checks in with Barry. He deflects and blames it on like it's like, oh, you've been kind of weird recently. And he blames it on New Year's being hard since it reminds him of his mom. They schedule a cute date and flirt. Like I really like my notes, like love them, like LOL.
Yeah. Yeah,
Um,
I didn't send you my notes for this time around. I meant to do that, but
did you
I
have a
didn't.
similar note?
And I just said that Barry has Max Riz. I
Yeah.
cringed writing that. I literally cringed writing that, but I could not figure out a way to like express my funny thought. So I was just like, ah, fuck it, I'll write this.
Yeah. So Wally didn't show up for dinner and they're all disappointed. Iris recommends Barry tell Patty the truth. He's against it at first, but says he'll tell her he's the Flash because he's serious about her. This is the other scene I was talking about with Iris. Thank you, Iris, for being like just full
Yeah.
steam ahead. Like, you're serious about this girl. Tell her.
Yeah, yeah, and I think here they also she mentions that Barry told Patty or Patty told her that Barry has nightmares, and I said my notes I said, "Hey, at least it's not night terrors, Lamau, because I majority of my life I suffered from night terrors. That shit
Really?
is
That's
yeah.
terrible, man. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
No, it's all good, dude. That shit's apparently scary though, 'cause it would be like I looked like I was fully awake, like eyes wide open, everything,
Mm.
but I would just talk nonsense. Like I would say the most random shit. And then my mom the next morning would be like, "Do you remember waking up and doing this last night?" I'm like, "No." And she's like, "What the fuck?"
Are you sure it's not sleepwalking?
Well, sometimes I would scream, like just
Oh, okay.
randomly. Like I would just randomly scream sometimes.
Maybe. Oh yeah, that might be night terrors then. But
Yeah.
that's crazy,
I
man.
think sometimes it was sleepwalking, sometimes it was night terrors. It just really depended on like the stress in my life or whatever.
Gotcha.
But I haven't
So
had them in like 10 years.
oh good. So back at Star Labs, they tell Barry the next hit the turtle will make. It's at a black tie event showcasing the crystal ball, a famous painting recently covered from Markovia, which you mentioned in your
Young
notes.
Justice reference.
Yeah, nice. It's
Markovia.
the birthplace of what, like Terra and Geoforce, right?
Yeah, Terra and Brion Markov, my favorite character from the third season. Yeah, my note just says in all caps, Markovia. I know that place.
So Barry fuses his date with Patty with his flash work at the museum. He tells the team he's gonna tell her, and Harry says, "Don't tell her." And then like even before that, you see Caitlin kind of like she makes like a face, like I'm not really sure about her knowing, but she doesn't say
Yeah,
anything, but you can tell she's kind of uncomfortable by it. Which they
yeah.
don't ever really address though. Like they,
No.
it's just a brief. Maybe that was an acting decision because they don't really follow up on that later.
I think so, yeah. Maybe Danielle Panabaker in the moment was just like, I think it would be fun to include, like, make a face here to show this thing about Caitlyn, and then they just don't touch on it ever again.
Yeah. So he's saying that Zoom will take her from him. Team Flash takes their position at the art event with Caitlin, Jay, and Barry inside dressed up, and Harry and Cisco monitoring the event on
Did this
surveillance
remind you of
cameras
the
from a van
Uncharted
outside.
movie?
I haven't seen the Uncharted movie.
Don't.
Okay.
If you've played the game, play the games, and if you haven't, but if you have and you love the games, don't watch the movie.
Gotcha. But Harry asks Cisco why he gives the Metas ridiculous nicknames, and he claps back about Zoom's nickname. Harry tells a haunting story about how Zoom lured cops to a hostage situation and killed 14, leaving one alive, who described it like blue lightning zooming across the room. And then later, like he killed that messenger who told everyone about him, which like was just the acting performance by Tom Cavanaugh, like you just see like how haunted he is by that. Like you can almost see it in your
Yeah.
head. That's how good he was at conveying
Yeah, it
that.
was chilling. Yeah, like you said, I literally saw what was happening in my head as he's telling that. 'Cause I'm sitting there with my phone eating some chicken wings. I was just like, God damn, bro. I seem to be always eating food when I watch these Flash episodes. I don't know what it is.
Ridiculous, like
I
beginning
know.
to a sentence. I was sitting there eating my chicken
I was
wings.
sit I literally I was. First it was a sandwich, now I was eating some goddamn
I
tasty
mean,
ass TGI Fridays microwave chicken wings.
I usually have my phone because I write these like notes out on my phone. So usually I can't have like another thing doing. Usually like a cat is like sleeping on me or something. But
Oh,
other than that, like I'm making
yeah, no.
notes.
I have picture in picture, so I'll just have like Netflix in the tiny window in my phone
Oh,
and then
okay.
have my notes app open and just write it like that.
Gotcha. So Patty meets up with Barry and he flashes the nightmare of her death. He starts telling her who he is as they dance, like he's about to reveal his secret. Before he gets finished, he has to catch Turtle. And I was like, just tell her, bro, like in like a bunch of exclamation points after that.
Yes.
Like that'd be my thing, is just like real quick, like, hey, I need to go right now. I'm the Flash. Like, just we need to just put this on hold. Like, there's something happening over there. I need you to leave.
Yeah. Yeah, or instead of like using the modulation on your voice, just use your regular voice as the Flash. Like you can be as Barry Allen, like, hey, I gotta go. I will explain in literally 5 seconds. You come in as the Flash, save her, speak to her in your normal voice, like, hey, everything is gonna be fine.
Yeah.
She picks up as like Barry, and then you leave
Yeah.
immediately.
That's it. But it's just how they wrote this episode. So Patty
Yeah.
notices Turtle grabbing the painting, but like he takes her gun, like she draws her gun, tries to shoot him, and then like he just like slows down time, takes her gun. Like I like how they kind of portray the effects of him using his power. It's kind of like
Yeah.
horror movie-esque where like you just see like
Almost.
a
Yeah.
hologram kind of like blur of him, and like he gets like he
Yeah.
edges closer and closer till like he's
That's
right there.
exactly what I thought, especially in a later scene that happens in this episode. But he was like glitching out and then
Yeah,
reappearing. I was like, oh my God, this is like a horror movie.
I thought it was really well handled. But
Yeah, the VFX team, y'all killed it on this one too.
yeah. He's about to shoot her, then Flash arrives. Barry barely saves her from a falling chandelier due to the turtle's like triple slow whammy where he keeps like hitting it till like he's barely able to catch her and move her out of the way of the chandelier that's falling.
Yeah,
Which I thought was kind of cool. Barry leaves Star Labs to talk to Patty. She'll think he ditched her. Harry cautions that this is more important. Barry meets with an upset Patty at her apartment. She can't keep dealing with his disappearance and flakiness. Things are getting serious. She storms off. And then like I think guess Barry leaves after that. We cut to Wally doing an illegal street race. Did it have you seen Fast and Furious, by the way? This gave me Fast and Furious vibes like the first one.
okay, so I've seen Tokyo Drift.
Okay,
That's
so
the
this
only
kind
Fast
of
and
gives
Furious
me,
movie I've seen.
does it kind of give you vibes of that with
A
like the whole
little
like
bit, yeah,
yeah.
I can see it. I was also reminded of another superhero thing with street racing. Before the Batman, the novelization that's like sort of meant to take place before the Robert
Hmm.
Pattinson movie. But in that book, Bruce is like a street racer, meets a woman named Dex, and it's like that's how he like souped up. That's why he has the Batmobile, is because it
Okay,
was a street racing car. Um, yeah, I listened to the audiobook of that. It's actually pretty sick. But yeah, it reminded me of that too. I was just like, oh, cool.
nice. Yeah, I haven't read that, but I've definitely heard of it.
You
So
should. It's really good.
nice. I'll check it out. But so he wins one of the shortest races I've ever seen, and Joe shows up asking him why he didn't show up, and he sasses Joe. Like, was that not the shortest race you've ever seen? Like, they didn't even race
Yeah,
anything. They went from one end to the other of the street.
yeah.
Like, I was
It
like, that's it.
Yeah, my phone likes to do this thing sometimes on any streaming service where it will just randomly skip ahead a couple seconds when
Hmm.
I'm watching something. So, again, eating my chicken wings, I look down for a second. I look up and the race, like when I looked down to eat my wings, the race had like started. So I was like, okay, I can just look away for a second because they're gonna show like a 5 minute montage or whatever, of the cars racing.
Hmm.
I look up and like a second later it's done. I'm like, the fuck?
Yeah, it's really short. But so he's using the money from the races to pay for his mom's hospital bill. He tells him to go to his family, and like, obviously Joe also offers to help, but like he doesn't really want his help, kind of
Yeah, and
thing.
Wally is still being an asshole
He's
about it.
being he's being an angsty, like what age would you say, like teenager at this point, probably?
I'd say Wally's probably about 16, 17. He's
Yeah,
very
angsty teen.
he seems like around that age.
Yeah. So Patty gets kidnapped by Turtle because, like Harry warned, she's kidnapped due to being loved by the Flash. Barry finds out she was kidnapped. Like he shows up and sees, like, because earlier she tries to shoot Turtle and like the bullets just fall because he's able to slow
Which
down time enough.
this was the scene I was talking about where they like show the point of view and he's like glitching in and out and stuff.
Yeah,
This is one of my favorite action sequences in the episode.
yeah, it's really good. Like he tells Joe over the phone to meet him at Star Labs. Turtle tells a kidnapped Patty he steals and does this because his wife tried to leave him, and he now keeps her forever behind glass and says Flash values her most. Like this was one of those moments where like he has these display cases, right, where he just
Yeah.
keeps, like, he keeps her mummified, well, not mummified, but like
It
very much her corpse behind the glass.
Yeah, yeah, for the audience picture like Nora Freeze from Batman, but just without like the liquefied stuff
Yeah.
in the chamber, she's just in like a circular glass case.
Mm. Yeah, and it's very much like, if this is kind of, we find out later this is a library, but very like museum curator vibes with like the
Yeah.
whole like little name next to it and
Gives
everything.
off very incel energy as well. I don't know if you picked up on that, but I'm just like, that's a little bit too extreme.
Yeah, I liked his character overall, but that
Oh
was one
yeah.
of those where I'm like, this is interesting. Like, just I haven't seen this angle. I'm not really as familiar with him other than his original appearance, but like I thought
Yeah.
this was kind of an interesting take on
Yeah,
him.
same. Like the only version of the character I know is from the Goyer script that we covered, and then the first appearance of Barry Allen. And
Definitely.
in both, he's kind of lame.
Yeah, yeah, true. So he has a display case for Patty now too. Team Flash realizes he keeps everything he steals like a serial killer keeps trophies. He says ex-wife's former place of work, the Nadell Library. She's like an archivist, but
Was that a reference to anyone's name, by the way, or is that just like a random museum name?
I didn't have time to look it up.
Okay.
Yeah. So Barry needs to grab her between the turtle's pulses. He only will have 2/10 of a second to make his moves. He runs in and Turtle starts, like, he freezes time and starts punching him during the first pulse as he's frozen in place. This was crazy. I'm kind of wondering why he just didn't do this to begin with, because
Yeah, I
like
know.
I guess it's because it's close to the end of the episode. He's like, well, I can get, like, he's more desperate now, you'd probably argue, because he's almost done with like his
Yeah.
plans.
Yeah. Do they still have the tachyon device, by the way, from Reverse Flash? Because
They
that was my thought this entire
they
episode was
definitely
you could just
do.
put that on his chest and like suck out his power.
Well, they definitely do, because it comes in into play in a later episode. I remember distinctly. So like definitely.
Okay. Okay. I
So
don't remember that. I was just like because I put it in my notes. I misspelled a word, but I said use the tachyon device from season 1 to siphon his power. You and then I spelled dumbasses severely wrong.
that's funny. So Barry runs back, building up a lot of speed, and breaks through the first wave, second, and third. He shoulder checks Turtle, launching him into the wall, taking him down. A tear-filled Patty thanks him. Turtle is locked up as Team Flash's most prized possession in the pipeline. I like that very comic book one-liner of like, it's funny now you're our prized possession is what he
Yeah,
said.
yeah, that was great. It felt very like Young Justice Barry Allen to me.
Mm-hmm. So earlier, and this is kind of set up, Caitlin and Jay share a moment where they have like champagne with like lab equipment, basically, where they're drinking from that.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it's clean, but I'm just like, just from all my lab training, I'm like, you don't drink out of those things, but still.
See, and I've never been in like a lab like that, but even
Mhm.
still, I'm just like, there's probably some shit in there that you like residual shit in there that you do not want to ingest.
We're gonna give them the benefit of the doubt and say they just came in, like they're fresh, so they haven't been used for anything yet.
Yeah, yeah, we'll have that as our head canon. I also want to go back and make a make a joke real quick. I
Okay.
had in my notes when the chandelier's about to fall on Patty, I said
Hmm.
almost the producer's favorite scene, Patty nearly dying due to the chandelier.
Yeah, we'll definitely get
I
into a
have
little bit
another
of that.
one later about that too.
Yeah, because I guess we can address it whenever the moment comes up, and then kind of, because we're gonna save it a little bit for the next episode. We can
Yeah,
definitely get into her departure like once we get to that point in the episode. But
yeah.
so Caitlin asked why Jay hasn't told anyone he's sick. She got his DNA off the champagne glass I mentioned earlier. Jay says the only cure is to get his speed back and stop Zoom. Wally gets his sweater back from Joe at the West household, the green sweater I mentioned earlier. He's going back to Keystone. They reconcile a bit and agree to slow down as they share a meal, which I thought was kind of nice.
Yeah.
Barry's about to tell Patty at CCPD before she stops him, saying she's leaving Central City. She caught her dad's killer, so it's time to move on from everything. She gives him a kiss on the cheek and leaves. So, like now, if you want to, we can kind of get into this.
So I'm gonna start off by saying my note here says "fuck you, Kreisberg,"
Yeah,
because I'm sure he's the one that did this.
yeah.
It's complete bullshit. Like, I don't care if you're pissed off at her, or you don't like her, or whatever.
They
Keep her
never
on the
really.
fucking show.
I've looked into articles just to see like what the reason was. I know later on he was fired due to sexual misconduct and
Yeah, I
everything,
saw
and
that too.
yeah, and so like she never really goes in, as far as I can tell from the stuff I was able to pull up. She never really goes into what the conflict was
Yeah,
necessarily, but that
yeah,
like he was being vindictive and got her booted off the show because her contract, the way it worked out, she could have stayed the rest of the season because
yeah.
even
I
the
read that too.
actress, she said, "I'm aware that like eventually he's going to get with Iris, but like I could have stayed for the rest." And like also I think she had probably moved on to other shows. Like that was the other reason they gave at the time is she had
Probably.
moved on to another show at the time.
Yeah.
But
When did The Boys come out? No, she
way
would not have been.
later,
Yeah, she would not have been filming The Boys at
she
this
was on
point.
some other show, but I
Oh.
don't think it lasted too
Oh.
long. But it
See,
was one of
and
those
I wanted to meet her when I went to FanX. I saw her booth. She wasn't there when me and my girlfriend
uh,
went over to the celebrity area. So I got that from Nolan North. It's a Superboy picture.
nice. He's pointing to a picture that he got signed.
Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot
Yeah.
we're audio, but yeah, I have a signed picture of Superboy from Nolan North.
Yeah, he put her on a train, is what it says right
Yeah,
here. Like he put her on a train basically, and she was forced to leave early. And like at the time, like she was kind of saying like, oh, like I went on to this other show with the USA show Shooter. I've never seen it, but
never even heard of that show.
yeah, it's funny that he put her on the train considering like in that I'm pretty sure in the next episode, like isn't she on a train in
That's what
that
I thought
scene?
she was talking about in
Maybe
the
that's
article.
maybe she means like in the show put me on a
Yeah,
train to
that's
like
what I
leave. That's
assumed
probably
because
what it is because
I
I thought
know from
maybe
like the blooper reels, her last scene is on a train.
yeah, that's too damn bad, man. They could have brought
Yeah.
her back. Like I was even thinking, like if I ever meet her, I'm like they should have done what they did with Felicity and just kept you on as like the love interest. You guys were really good together.
Yeah, yeah, just keep her on. Like, yes, I understand comic book rules. Barry and Iris
I
have
mean, the
to get
'90s
together.
show got rid of Iris even quicker and had him
She's
and
in one episode.
yeah, had him and Tina get together. And also, it would be a lot more forgivable in this version, considering the weird dynamic that they have, him being his quasi sister. It'd be totally
Yeah.
okay if they were just
See,
like, hey, we're not doing that here.
and I don't know what's better, having his surrogate father be a cop who is having an affair with Barry Allen's mom, or the way they actually do it in the show. Because how I understand it in the New 52 or Flash Rebirth, one of those,
Yeah,
it's Daryl Fry, but they heavily imply that Daryl was uh, doing Barry's mom without Henry
that's
Allen's knowledge.
that's
And
fucked up.
according to the Wikipedia thing I read, I was just like, I don't know if I'd prefer that or the way it's done in the show. Definitely the way it's done in the show. And like minor tangent about shit like that.
Sure.
That's the reason I don't really go back and read Batman Year One, is because I'm like, okay, so you're painting this picture that Gordon is the cleanest like cop in the
Yeah,
city of
I hear
dirty
you.
cops, and he cheats on his pregnant wife
Yeah.
because reasons? Like, no. At that point, Gordon is just as bad as Flass and Loeb. Like, he is not a good guy at that point. So
Yeah.
I'm glad modern stuff kind of ignores that, except for Gotham, and they just kind of don't touch that, like rightfully so, because it's like I think a lot of them acknowledge that you can't have Gordon be a good cop or a good man if he does that.
Yeah, that's something that always bothered me too. And even if it is, because I've heard people say that's kind of like it's kind of in the genre of like noir where like no one is necessarily a good person. Like, but also it's just like it's Batman. That's gonna affect other things that are
Yeah,
noir. So like why do that to Gordon if he's like great in all these other ways? I hear you.
exactly. It pisses me off so much. Like I was listening to DC High Volume Batman as I'm reading year one. I'm just like, oh, I forgot about this, and I was happy.
Anyway, on our
Yeah,
Batman, I mean Flash show, get back
yeah.
to the episode. But so Harry tells Jesse over a recorded journal entry he'd do anything to get her back as he gets a lethal blood sample from Turtle to use to stop Zoom. Like that was pretty. It's not the first time we've seen Wells kill someone in the pipeline, but like, damn, that was kind of a shocker and really lets you know
Yeah.
where he stands. Flash
It
in credit.
Yeah, it felt out of character at first, and then I had to think more about his arc through the previous episodes. I'm like, okay, it, I can see why he's doing this, but just at first, like having my memory not be jogged from previous episodes, I'm
How's he
like,
gonna explain that to the team? Like how
exactly. I
like what's
forget
he
how
gonna
he does
do?
that.
I guess we'll
Yeah, I
find
forget.
out.
A side note, by the way, for our audience, Patty says, "Oh, she's going to like Midway City" in like a throwaway line.
Yeah,
That's a real city from the comic books, and it's home to Hawkman, Hawkgirl, and sometimes the Doom Patrol.
nice,
So it's just like a little reference there.
cool. So post credit, Reverse Flash with his original face returns to a neighborhood and disoriented asks Gideon where is he? And so like
Yes.
we're looking forward to this. I'll get into the deleted scene, then we can talk more about
Oh yeah, that's
Reverse
right.
Flash.
I forgot you know about those because you
Yeah.
have the series on Blu-ray.
Yeah, so the deleted scene, nothing too crazy. Barry is apparently hiding that he's having Patty spend the night with him at the West household. Like they kind of sneak down. It's like, is everybody gone? It's like, oh yeah, I checked earlier. Everybody's like left basically. And he made her breakfast and everything, which is like really nice of him. It's like, oh, how'd you have all this time? Blah blah blah. Like, like cute kind of banter. And he's like, oh,
Yeah,
I got up really early.
that would have
So
been fun to have kept in the episode, but I can see why it got cut because it doesn't really
well,
do
yeah.
anything.
Well, there's a little bit more to it. So
Oh,
like she asked him about his violent dreams and why they lead to him screaming every night. He says he doesn't remember jokingly. It's like I don't remember, and then like they kind of laugh. And then he says he needs to run, leaving her to finish breakfast on her own. So like again, it's one of those things where it's kind of shown and relayed later. The only thing that I might have kept was maybe just the cute like back and forth of them kind of having to hide, even though he's a grown ass man that he's having having a girl
yeah.
over to the house.
I guess it's the effect of like, oh, I'm still in my adoptive father's house
He had
and
an
like
apartment
I feel like
earlier. They just
yeah,
moved in
but
together.
it's still just like, hey, I have to like just out of instinct hide this cuz oh shit, dad might still be in this house.
Yeah, but yeah, it's fun. But so obviously, we at team flashbacks.
Hashtag team flashbacks.
I'm gonna coin that now. We
We
are
need t-shirts
ultimately
that say that.
nice. We are ultimately disappointed about Patty's imminent departure next episode, but
Yeah.
let's briefly get into Reverse Flash. So, do you prefer cuz I originally saw like the Tom Cavanaugh version a lot more of Reverse Flash, so I gravitated to that one a lot more. Do you prefer the other version a little bit more? Do you have a preference?
I prefer the other guy just because I'm sick of seeing Tom Cavanaugh all over this goddamn show. Like,
Oh
I
man,
like him as an
you have
actor,
so many other
but
appearances of him in
Wells
this show.
appears. Yes, exactly. Wells, from clips I've seen of later seasons, appears way too goddamn much. So I really prefer the other guy as the Reverse Flash. hot take, he might be the scarier version for me of Reverse Flash.
Oh, the
Because,
blonde guy.
yeah, I'm not going to go into detail, but in Flashpoint, I just remember going, oh shit, like, I'm actually kind of terrified of this guy.
Nice. Well, definitely. Like I know later on he shows up a little bit more.
Yeah,
The actor that plays original, like how he's supposed to look, Reverse Flash, I think that he was more of a cameo kind of thing because he had other shows that he was in and other
yeah.
projects. So he would
Yeah, he
kind of
seemed
appear
kind
here
of
and there.
busy. And, like, no disrespect to Tom Cavanaugh, I just continuity wise, it doesn't make any sense that he still has Wells's face. Number one,
Mm-hmm.
number two, he's like seven different versions of Wells, man. Just
Yeah.
bring the other guy back as the one character that he's supposed to be, because it
There's
doesn't
def
make sense.
Yeah, there's definitely, and this is like going way forward, but I'm interested when we get to the far, like the late seasons. I think it's the last season where we see like Reverse Flash, like the original face guy, get
Yeah,
redeemed a little bit, where
I've
he's
seen clips of that stuff.
yeah. There's one moment I know for a fact. Have you seen that famous image where it's like I think it's supposed to be Barry or something, and like he's like ripping the face apart, and it's like Reverse Flash under it.
I may have.
There's a moment they recreate that image in the show where there's a moment where you see the blonde Reverse Flash, and like he starts tearing his own head and
Oh
is like
shit.
screaming, and then you see like Tom Cavanaugh under it, and he's like, "Oh, I'm back," basically,
Oh,
and
fun,
everything.
little just quick aside, real quick.
Sure.
It's still Flash adjacent. I have actually something in my hands right now that we should cover because they do it in an episode of the show too.
Okay.
Um,
Oh, I think I own that
because
too, actually.
he like
He's holding up the
messes
Flash Lego
Lego,
movie.
yeah, Lego the Flash. It's a double feature with Aquaman, The Rage of
Yeah, I
Atlantis,
have
but
that up on my bookshelf,
oh,
actually.
nice. But
Yeah.
basically, for the audience that don't know, in that Reverse Flash like does something with time to where Eobard Thawne is the Flash, and
Hmm.
it's like they do that later on in the show, from my understanding. So I was telling Ben about that the other day. I was like, I gotta tell Alex we need to cover that because that's just hilarious that they did it in a Lego movie first.
Nice. But yeah, so I guess we can go heart, humor, spectacle, and then give our rating, and then go into our plugs, and then we can get out of here.
All right.
All right. So heart, humor, spectacle. So the heart for me would probably be I'm trying to actually think.
I
Like
know mine. Do you want
yeah,
me
you can
to?
go first and kind of
Okay.
give me an idea.
All right, so the heart of this episode for me is the conversation that Barry and Patty have, where she's
Okay.
like, "Look, we're having fun. This is all like, but I need you here. Like, I need you to be here with me." That was really like just the standout, heartfelt moment of this episode.
Hmm.
Humor, there's not much, but I just put the running gag of Barry not knowing about the turtle because that
Hmm.
was just hilarious that everybody knew before Barry did. And the spectacle was definitely the final battle with the turtle. That
Hmm.
was awesome.
Yeah, cool. So for me, it'd be probably similar to that. But the humor, I'm gonna go a little different. I did like the moment of like Harry just fucking up Cisco's lab and everything.
Okay,
I thought that
yeah,
was
fair
cool.
enough. That too, Lex Luthor style.
Yeah, and then the spectacle for me would we kind of mentioned it earlier would just be how they and I'm sure it's a simple effect to do, but just how they chose to visualize what could have easily been a silly villain with the turtle and
Yeah,
kind of made him work with that kind of you saw little flashes of him as he moved around the room
yeah,
like and they made ultimately kind of a goofy character kind of cool. And then like this episode was great, especially with the tease at the end, and just even though parts of it were rough, us being fans of
yeah,
Patty and Barry, I would still give it probably I'm gonna say like a 4 out of 5 lightning bolts. This was a solid
yeah.
episode.
I'd go around that ballpark, like 3.5 or 4 lightning bolts out of
Yeah,
5, because, oh yeah, this is one of the better episodes for sure.
definitely. And
We're
then
recovering from the Arrow crossover.
oh yeah. Well, Just wait. There's some later Flash episodes that might have you like the Thanos meme with perhaps I judged you too harshly. I
Perhaps
know
I judged you too harshly. Sorry, I it's like a tick. I have to do that.
it has to do it. But so for me, I guess I'll do my plugs and then you can do your plugs and then
Alrighty.
we'll go into the Speed Force, I guess. But
Yep.
anyway, so for me, I'm Alex. You can obviously find me here, Flashbacks and Flash Rewatch podcast. And then also you can find me on Night of the Batman. Me and Amanda, my wife, and occasionally other people like Ben talk everything Batman related. And
What the
then
hell, Alex? I haven't been on that show yet. No, I'm just kidding.
one of these days. But then also we have superhero stuff you should know. Me and Ben cover a lot
Wearing
of
a tank
different
top of it right now, which you guys can get
nice
on tpublic.com.
Nice. So we cover everything like unproduced scripts, just different things, storyboards, that kind of thing. That if unmade projects interest you, that's your hub to find it. And then I have What Meme, where we review basically anything that I feel like reviewing, movies, TV, whatever. And then Tangential Exchange, where me and my friend kind of that one's for me and him, but I know like obviously Brady, you're a fan of it. We just kind of make each
It's
other laugh, kind
hilarious.
of we kind of bond. It's kind of like the closest to an actual hangout would feel. I feel like with me and my friends. So yeah, definitely check all those out. And now on to you, Brady.
All right. So obviously you guys can find me on here as well. If you want consistent content from me, head over to my gaming channel on YouTube, Zurd Games, Zurdd Games. I play pretty much any comic book or superhero related video game I can get my hands on. I literally now have a Wii, so pretty soon I'm about to start playing the Batman the Brave and the Bold game on the
Nice,
Wii. I've seen videos of it. It looks fantastic. I love Batman Brave and the Bold, so that's definitely going to be a game I'm going to play and then record. Um, it's going to be interesting because I've never really played the Wii that much until like the last couple days where I've been playing Mario Galaxy, but yeah, so I upload Thursdays and Fridays. Thursdays at 3:30 Mountain Time, Fridays little later at like 6:30 Mountain Time. Um, so if you guys want to catch, some of my gaming content over on there, you can. If you want to hear me do some goofy voices or say weird out of pocket shit, you can go check out the Minnow Films YouTube channel where I do the voice of Robin, Nightwing, Spider-Man, Superman, Maxie Zeus, a couple other people that I'm forgetting at the moment. I'm actually writing a new Batman parody video for that channel right now. So I'll let you guys know how that goes. But yeah, I also do some voice acting for Newverse Creative. I have a really big project I'm really excited for y'all to hear where I am the lead role. I also am gonna start making my own animations soon over on the Chaku Milk channel, CHOCCOOMILKK. Um, that's not the main channel. Like Alex and Ben were introduced to me through that name because that's my username on like Patreon and stuff.
yeah,
But that's not really like the main squeeze for me. Like I do like making the animation content, but like I said, consistency wise, it's Zurd Games, and I'm gonna start promoting that a lot more. I'm gonna start having that, be the primary account I post on more, just so I can, grow that and stuff. But I think that's it.
cool. Sounds good. Also, you mentioned maybe I'll cut this out, but it's something you mentioned like t-shirts earlier. I've been thinking about our Stein like joke that we have and making that into
Yes.
a shirt where it
Oh my
says like
God, yes.
maybe it'll say something like our artistic rendering of Victor Stein with like that anime thing where they have like the light on the glasses where it's all
Yes,
white and it'd
the
be
like
like
line.
Stein murderer like behind
S-
him or something like that. Or like maybe it's even like the that Bruce Wayne cover where it's like
Oh
Bruce Wayne
gosh.
murderer. Maybe it's like Stein like posed against a wall like
We
that.
have to get somebody to do that.
That'd be
Oh my
amazing.
gosh. I'm gonna figure out how to like work T Public for
Mm,
flashbacks specifically and see
okay,
if I can get us some like t-shirt designs
that'd
for
be cool.
flashbacks. Like
I've
Eddie did
used
like Justice for Eddie or Justice for Patty or hashtag Team
or
Flashbacks.
Yeah, or yeah, Team Flashbacks would definitely be a cool one. But like, yeah, I've been thinking about like, 'cause I use custom ink to make my other podcast related stuff, but we can definitely
Okay.
look into some stuff. But yeah, anyway, all that being said, are you ready on your end?
Yep.
All right, in three, two,
Two,
one,
one.
we will
We will
see
see
you
you
in
in the
the
Speed
Speed
Force.
Force. Close enough.
Yeah, I love that we do that so slowly. It's so funny to me.
Yeah.